welcome to episode 18 of the Milk Thistle podcast. My name is Kate and thanks for coming to check out my little videos where I sit here and chat about knitting. If you are a new viewer, thank you so much for giving my channel a shot, and if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. It's only been 2 weeks since I last uploaded a video, so I don't have a whole bunch of knitting to show you. Normally this podcast is way more sporadic. I'm also coming to you from the same country that I came to you from last time. I'm still in Australia on the East Coast, and it is a really lovely winter's day here. It's about 17 degrees and the sun is out and it's really quite lovely. So all that is to say, let's chat about some knitting. After I finished recording my last episode, I was on a mission to finish the 2 jumpers that were very, very close to being done, and I finished them both maybe not that afternoon, but that week. So last week I finished my Zweig pullover, which I still have one little end. I'm fairly certain he's woven in. He just needs to be snipped. So this is my Zweig pullover. I knit it out of junk yarn, this pink at the top, which is Domiva, and this gorgeousness is hedgehog fibers in teacup. So I spoke about this quite a bit in the last episode. This is a project that I knit together with my mum. I did the yoke and she did the body and one of the sleeves, and then I took it back from her. I think she was a little bit over it, and I finished it because I really wanted to wear it. I really love it. I've knit this yoke 3 times and I'm sure you've all seen it, but it's stunning. It's so pretty. It sits really nicely. Yeah, that's my Zweig. It's by Caitlin Hunter of Boylan Knitworks. That is who wrote the pattern. Like I said, junk yarn, hedgehog fibers, and I will make sure that the details of how I knit it are included on my Ravelry project page, which I didn't actually check last time I uploaded a video, and my quandary hat wasn't actually even listed as a project, so I'm really sorry, but thank you to whoever pointed that out to me, and it is now up there with needles and things like that, needle sizes, and I didn't make any variations. I didn't make any variations on this either, except that I went down and I knit it on a 3mm needle because I am quite a loose knitter. But apart from that, she's knit to pattern. She's beautiful. I love her. Yeah, so I finished that jumper last week. I also finished my Lucinda Pullover, which is a pattern by Carrie Bossick Hogue, and it comes out of this magazine. This is the pattern, and I'm knitting it in Madeline Tosh, it's called Silk Merino, so it's 50-50 Silk Merino. Sorry, it's 50% silk, 50% merino, and this is the electric rainbow color. So I have quite a bit of this left over, which is good because I finished it to specifications, essentially. Sorry, it's inside out. I'm so prepared. So I finished it with 3/4 length sleeves, which are almost knit to pattern. I did a few extra decreases so that they were quite, they're fitted, because it is quite a boxy style pullover. It's very wide, and I wanted the sleeves not to be super baggy, especially for a 3/4 length sleeve. I always feel it looks nicer when it's knit a little more fitted. So I alternated skeins for the entire body, which meant when I was knitting across the back and front, to create the V, I had 4 balls on the go at once, but I really wanted to make sure that I got a nice even look to the fabric in terms of color. And I also alternated skeins on the sleeve. But this is it finished. I haven't blocked it, and I know it will drop a little. I'm hoping that bottom band, actually, it doesn't even matter. Basically, I'm going to cut the bottom of it off and knit it longer. So if you see from the pattern, it is designed to not be overly long. I did have a bookmark in this, but pulled it out. Okay, so it's not designed to be super long, but this model is smaller busted than I am, and so because of the extra length essentially that gets taken up by the fabric having to go over my chest, it comes up a little shorter than this, and it doesn't look lovely on my body type. And I love this wool. It's so beautiful, or this yarn. It's got this beautiful sheen to it, so I don't want to waste it. So what I think I'll do is I will cut the bottom and unpick it. It was knit bottom up, so this is a cast on edge, which is annoying to unravel, so I'll probably cut it just above the ribbing and knit. I would say I'm gonna knit maybe another 3 inches on it. I want it to be quite substantially longer. I do have, this project is in my favorite place to keep a jumper. This is my porta bin with my little pins on it, but I have, whoop, flying wool. I have these little bits and another full skein, so I will have plenty of yarn to do this modification on it, and I hope that at the end of it it sits on me a little, maybe a little more tunic style, so maybe I could wear it with leggings, and we'll see. If I still don't like it, I will probably pull it out and knit something else in it, because I'm not wasting this wool on a jumper that I might wear occasionally. It's too pretty and it's too luxurious, and I really like it. So I am hoping that these modifications make it so I like the way it looks on my body shape. If not, it's a lot of frogging, but I'll do it. So yeah, that's my Lucinda. Lucinda, sorry. So yeah, I finished a Zweig, and almost kind of, well, if you go by the pattern, I finished a Lucinda, but it's not quite done. It's still a work in progress. And I cast on something new this week as well. So this is in my blue fringe field bag, and I am knitting sorry, I'll get it back to the front page of this pattern because I don't want to give away any of the pattern. I'm knitting a Hollows shawl by Melody Hoffman. She has the Bee Mandarins podcast and I think it's just Mandarins on Ravelry, but she is quite a prolific designer actually. She has quite a few patterns out, and I bought this beautiful, this is mine. If you've ever met me, you know how appropriate this mug is to my life. I make a lot of tea. I drink a lot of tea in the day. And I do like I go to the bathroom dance often. Sorry, I'm drinking English breakfast tea with almond milk, which is generally what is in my teacup. Yes, Hollows by Melody Hoffman. I'm using this, I bought this beautiful wool with this pattern in mind. This is from Tonic, which is a property in Australia. So it's Polworth wool, 4-ply natural, 150 grams for 530 meters. And whoop, is that the one with the, no, this one has the website on it. So I bought this at the Canberra Yarn Fair, I think that's what it's called, and I bought 2 hanks. This is one, the first one, which I made a mess of, but wound by hand, and it is like a legitimately large ball of wool. So you're all like, Kate, I don't want to see the giant ball of wool. I want to see the awesome holiness that is your tiny itty bitty baby shawl that you just cast on. Yeah, so this is all I have. I've done 1 row of the giant eyelets, and this is kind of like a, I don't know, can you see that? There you go. So it's super pretty. This wool is very rustic and very woolly. It smells sheepy too. I think it's perfect. This shawl is large and the detail is in the texture. I'm really looking forward to just having a very simple, warm, wearable shawl. That's all. It's still little. Basically, I lost my knitting mojo this week. I didn't really want to knit on anything. I haven't really done any crafting, really. Since I finished those, since I finished the sleeves on those 2 jumpers and I cast this on, I think I've knit like this much. I'll show you on a sock. In my little reindeer bag. And I forget who made this bag. I'm really sorry. If you made this bag, please leave a comment below. I don't know really where to find it. I spilt something on it, and so I washed it. And when I washed it, the printing came off the label. So now it's just a blank black ribbon. So this is a sock that I'm knitting. I think I was about up to here when you last saw it. So in 2 weeks. It's kind of pathetic, right? But it is what it is. Super beautiful. I really like the variation of colors, and it has a kind of mild look to the wool, which I'm really liking the effect of. It has on these kind of balls. I always tuck the ball band into the middle of it because I pull from the outside, and then they're easy to find whenever I need them. So this is what it is. It's Regia 4-ply, and it is color 02844. I'm knitting this on 2mm needles. These are Addie's, I think, Addie lace, fixed circulars. So they are the gold ones. And I'm knitting this on 60 stitches, which is my standard vanilla sock recipe. Oh, I also have, I don't know if I showed you this last time, but I bought this super cute little tin, and I'm using it as my Notions tin. It has all the necessities. Scissors with my little beaded scissor fob. I have some stitch markers. This one's a little ball of grapes. Ball of grapes. Bunch of grapes. I got a little acorn too. And my favorite darning needle. There's also bobby pins and safety pins. But can you see this? Isn't it just the prettiest? So it's gold and silver. It's handmade by, I think her name is Leslie Wind. I will find a link to her shop and I will make it appear on the screen. But yeah, so these are my basics of what I keep. There's normally a hair tie in there as well, but I just thought it was super cute. I got it from a bookstore. So yeah, it's noisy, but keeps all my notions in there. And that's all the knitting that I've been doing. The only other thing that I've been working on, yesterday I picked up my granny stripe crochet blanket, and I haven't knit on this. I haven't worked on this in quite a while, but I pulled it back out because I didn't want to knit on anything, so I thought maybe I'll give crochet a little go and see if I enjoyed that more. And I lay down on the couch and I was sitting, and then I got tired, so I lay down. I was watching the Grocery Girls, and I was so tired and so cold. I was crocheting along on my blanket, and I was kind of in the middle of a row, and so I tucked it over my shoulder to keep me warm, and I kept crocheting on it. And then I woke up when my phone rang like an hour or so later, like this. So it's already cozy, even though it's not finished. It's already had its first nap taken under it. But I'm fairly certain this potato, which is from Sucre Miniatures. Oh, where are you? Flip over, little potato. Cheese, butter, and all the goodness. But wow, being backlit is really hard to show crochet. So I have done a fair bit since you last saw it, but when I picked it up, I think I did maybe 2 rows on it yesterday. It is quite wide, and yeah, getting bigger. I made up a cake of all my scraps. You can see that I was in a purple mood when I was knitting all this wool. And I use, I've got one right here, magic knots. I find you can't really see them. They are strong, as in the tighter you pull on them, the tighter the knot becomes, or the stronger the knot becomes. So I find them very secure. I wouldn't put them in my knitting just because of the nature of a knit stitch is more likely to show a knot than a little granny blob. So if there was granny blob, that's a very, technical crochet term right there, granny blob. Let's find, all right, so can you see there? You can see there's a tiny little knot. On the other side, you can't see it, where the join is, but it's not really noticeable because of the textural nature of this fabric. I find it hides it really quite well. And when there are joins, for example, can you see it's mustard here and then it's purple here. So there is a join under there, but you can't see them because they're wrapped up by the next row. So that is why I'm okay with using magic knots in my crochet blankets. They're strong, they're not visible, and they're easy, especially on something scrappy like this, where I know a lot of people do a full row or 2 rows and then they change color. I haven't done that. I'm just going until, excuse me, I'm just going until I run out of that color and then I start the next one. Okay. But yeah, it's almost like a big scarf at the moment. It's not quite long enough. Oh, could be quite fun actually. Maybe I should make myself like an infinity cowl. Just a scrappy granny stripe infinity cowl. I actually purchased yesterday an advent calendar from Circus, Tonic, Handmade. So she is doing an advent calendar for the first time this year, and you can pick it in either mixed bases, where you get a mixture of her merino nylon or stellina or single ply fingering weight. It's all fingering weight 20 gram minis, but you get a mixture, or you can have it all in the one base, which I think is her 80-20 or 75-25. Sorry, if you go to her website and have a look. Anyway, I ordered that yesterday and I was thinking I might do a cowl with it, and I love the pattern. I haven't looked it up yet, but I really loved the cowl that Danny George of Little Bobbins podcast and store, and she's now a pattern designer. She's a multi-talented crafty lady, and last Christmas she made a cowl with her advent calendar minis, and I think I want to do something like that for my advent mini skein calendar. So if you have any ideas about cowls or patterns that incorporate multiple mini skeins, that would be great. I think I may decide to hold them all double with one strand of mohair or silk mohair, just to give it a nice continuity. But maybe not. It all depends on the pattern. So if you do have any pattern recommendations, I'd love to hear them. Please leave a comment below. I really appreciated on the last video everybody who let me know about non-superwash sock yarns. I have done a little research into them, and when they start arriving and I start knitting with them, I'll be sure to show you. But yeah, I really appreciate your feedback. So if you ever have any questions for me, or you have any recommendations or anything like that, please feel free to leave a comment below and I will check them out and get back to you. I think that really is all I have to chat about today. Like I said, I haven't been working on a whole bunch, but who knows? I find knitting is kind of cyclical. I am obsessed some of the time, and other times I'm like, yeah, don't really feel like it. I read 2 books this week instead, so and I have another one that I really want to finish, and 2 more that I just bought that I want to start. So maybe next week I'll chat about some of the books that I've been reading if I still haven't picked up on my knitting. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much for taking a little time out of your day to hang out with me. Please, if you did enjoy the video, head on down and subscribe and give me a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy the video, I'm sorry. There are lots of knitting podcasts out there, and I can only be me. So if I'm not your cup of tea, I hope that you find a podcast that is. I will see you very soon. It won't be next weekend because I'm going skiing next weekend, which I'm very excited about. And you never know, I may record in the middle of the snow. But you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry and places like that. The links to all that are below. I'm sorry I forgot to say that in the beginning. But yeah, feel free to get in contact. Probably Instagram or leaving me a comment here is best. I hope you have a really, really lovely day, and thanks for hanging out with me. Until next time, bye!